Hi, this is Laurie.
This is Peter.
We're with Heroes Character Rental Service with our latest movie review of
Bohemian Rhapsody.
You're not going to sing it?
Which part?
Whatever part you would do.
Boom, 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 boom.
All right, so Bohemian Rhapsody is the story of the band Queen, if you don't know, and its lead singer Freddie Mercury that just came out this past week. And we saw it, and here to present our views. So you want me to go first. And
yeah, but first, say what Freddie Mercury's real name is.
Farouk Bulsara, if I pronounce it right. Farouk
Yes.
Bulsara.
Farouk, yes.
Farouk. I was really looking forward to this movie. I'm being a musician, playing in rock bands for a long time. In fact, all the guys in my band, we've been talking about this movie for months, looking at the previews and things. So one of the guys in my band was lucky enough to go to London to the premiere. Mm-hmm. And so we asked him how the movie was when he got back, and he was a little lukewarm on it. So one thing is, my issue is, I went into this movie kind of knowing it might be a little lightweight, and so what I ended up looking at are the lightweight moments and how maybe it didn't dig deep enough as we were expecting into Freddie Mercury and the band Queen. But now
I liked it. I really liked it because I did see most of the documentary but it was mainly not so much about Queen, but more about Freddie Mercury.
Yeah.
So I went into it with coming kind of from the other side of it.
Right. So, I was thinking it's a little fluffy for me. I didn't know a whole lot about Queen. I knew a lot. I knew about Freddie Mercury. He was not a white British man. I knew his real name going in. I didn't know about the origins of band, and of course we all knew their songs. But I will say this movie was very entertaining. It was very difficult not to sing along while the songs were playing in the movie. In fact, the people next to me were singing along and enjoying the movie. I could tell they're Queen fans, but I have the feeling that everybody, because pretty much everyone, you've heard a Queen song on the radio, in a stadium with 100,000 people watching a game. You've heard a Queen song.
Yeah, because for me, I have heard Queen songs, have loved Queen songs.
Yes,
but
absolutely.
I never bought a Queen song until another one bites the dust.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And so I kind of came at it from a different angle.
Yeah.
But I was just blown away by the "We Will Rock You."
Okay.
And that
the song or the moment in the movie?
Well, no, the song.
Yeah,
the song itself.
The actual song when that came out.
I've used it because I used to coach football and coach a little bit of basketball. So I used it to motivate my players as well as to distract the other players.
Right.
So.
Right. And I think that because of that song and a few others, particularly, a lot of people are going to really relate to this movie. Now, I wanted to, being the rock fan that I am, and I never got real deep into Queen. I'm more of like a greatest hits fan. I have it. There are two greatest hits albums, I think. And I wanted to dig deeper, knowing about, like I said, him not being a foreigner, being a minority, being a homosexual man during that time period, being, his struggle with the ultimately contracting the HIV virus. It's like the movie just kind of lightly touches on these things for me and doesn't really go as serious that it could. I mean, there was even another thing that the movie presented. The personalities of the guys in the band. We get to know more about Brian May and Roger Deacon and Taylor. I can't think of his name now. Roger Taylor. How they were all like science guys.
Yeah.
And Freddie Mercury was an art student. He's the flamboyant, artsy guy. And I mean, even just thinking of how those personalities Well, I guess they did have that. I don't think they really emphasized it from the standpoint other than saying that, well, Brian May is an astrophysicist, which I knew too. So,
well, you see, now that's something that I didn't know about them.
I didn't know about the two other guys because I think John Deacon is an electrical engineer and Taylor had studied to be a dentist.
Right. Well, the thing that got me that I really loved about the movie is that they did just kind of matter of factly just said this.
Yeah.
You know, this is who he is. This is who he is.
Yeah.
And I was sitting there going, wow, really?
Yeah.
Wow,
Yeah.
really? And it's kind of like when I saw a Kiss interview.
Okay.
And they were talking about each one of their backgrounds. And I was like, wow, these guys are really educated.
Right.
You know, so when I heard that about them as well, it blew me away just hearing, and that's the only time I knew about it was from the movie. So it was enough for me to say, wow, that's what they did.
That revelation will, I think I think that, and that's where this movie, everyone I've talked to has loved this movie. The critics haven't, but everyone who's gone to see it that I've talked to has really loved it. And I think it's because it's such a surprise to hear their background and to hear their story that just getting those bits of information for the first time just is the wow moment where it's like, maybe I think if you know a little bit more, you're looking for a little bit more. Critics are always looking for a little bit more. So, but I think because of that, it's a wildly entertaining and engaging movie. You got the songs that you're ready to sing along. You really are. You want to sing along with this movie. So, anything else I was going to think about? Yeah,
I know one of the things that. When they did get into, I think a lot of people wanted the meat and potatoes of, say he's gay, say this, that, and the other. But I thought the movie handled it so much like this is
just matter of fact.
This is just matter of fact.
Yeah, that's a good point to put it.
That when he fell in love and married that girl, I'm up here looking, I'm going, well, can't you tell?
Oh.
He's gay. And, so, but then I was thinking, well, maybe the producers or the directors are just playing up that angle because that's what they're going to get to later. So, and then because I know it, maybe I'm pushing too hard for that
to be a storyline, a major dramatic and they do it is a theme of the movie, one of the themes of the movie that they do follow through.
Because I think that's one of the best things about this movie is that they took his life and they did a whole life. They didn't say, for instance, he likes to roller skate. And that was the deal for the whole movie. Because it doesn't need to be. That's not what the movie is. The movie is about Queen, but I think mainly about Freddie Mercury's life. Or maybe he was such the driving part of Queen. And, that his life, if not overshadows, but it takes precedence over.
Well, I think he was the most interesting person in Queen. I don't know. Going by this movie, he seemed to have the most interesting personality. Sorry, other guys. But, and that's not fair to the other guys. But I think, he just...
But who was the guy, what was the guy's name who's a guitar player?
Brian May.
Brian May. I think they did an excellent job of showing that Brian May kept Freddie Mercury in check.
Yeah. Well, what they did end up emphasizing is how much, because Freddie wanted to go. There's a story theme when Freddie wants to go solo, and he did have a solo album or two. That didn't do as well, but they discovered they're better as a group than they are separate, and that's another kind of thing that.
Well, see that was something that I did not know that the movie told me is that Freddie Mercury had a solo career.
Yeah.
And I remember when it was even going that way, I was thinking, well, of course he's going to say no because he didn't have a solo career. And then it comes out, no, he had a solo career.
He did have a solo
and I was like, he did?
Yeah.
I never knew. So in that, before the discovery of the band and the Freddie Mercury himself, where they come to that realization that they are better together than they are apart, they gave the audience the feeling and the knowledge that Queen is better together as Queen than Freddie Mercury.
Yeah,
and
they all did
Queen
like solo
over
albums
here.
actually. So
okay.
Yeah. So anyway,
And now the other thing is that even though they kind of show that Bohemian Rhapsody was a child of Freddie Mercury.
Yeah, that was his song. Yeah, absolutely.
Yes.
That was his vision.
But they showed that it still took all of them to say, but we need to do this. Can we do this? Let's do this. And
that's one of the better parts of being in a band, just from personal experiences. Other people, you could have a song or an idea, and other people will bring something in that you completely would have never thought of, and it turns out to be great and makes the song, we're big Prince fans, and we love him being able to play everything all himself and put everything together himself, but there is something to be said for that quality as well, as having a different ideas coming from different people and creating something incredible.
Well, I think just to touch on that real quick is that Prince played in his first two albums. He played every instrument, did all the vocals, and then when they went to stage or to tour, he had other people that had to then do it because he couldn't do it all.
Obviously.
But
I'm teasing.
to look at it is that as great a musician as he was, when he did everything, he didn't win his first Oscar until Wendy and Lisa said, let's do this song.
Okay.
Here's our song.
Well, all right. Yeah, that's true. Well, let's get back to the movie, though. So I just want a few other things I want to say. There was a Xanadu moment for the movie Xanadu. If you don't know about it, it's widely trashed, and rightfully so, because it's a horrible movie, but I love it. and so there's a little bit of a feel to that movie in some parts of this. And to be fair, this movie does take place during that time period where that style of graphics and whatever they were doing would have been used. This is a very feel-good movie. I do recommend you go out and see it if you love Queen songs. If you don't love Queen songs, I think if you know any little thing about Queen, you're going to be really good. It's
a very good story, but every one of you, including guys like me who love sports and racing and everything else, if you heard you heard "We Will Rock You," that's Queen, and it's actually the interlude or the prelude to "We Are the Champions."
Yeah, those songs are always together, so they are. So yeah, go see it. It doesn't dig as deep into Freddie Mercury's life as I would have liked to have seen. But I think what this movie could eventually become is a great sing-along film, which a lot of classic films now are like Grease and Sound of Music. You'll be seeing this at screenings where people can come and sing along with the music. In fact, if 20th Century Fox was smart, they would have filmed some of the musical things with the whole songs so people could sing all the way through and have that eventually. Or, I doubt they did that, but this is going to be a movie that for people to come together and share those songs. And one thing I wanted to say in regards to that, this not being as deep a movie, I said, doesn't mean I think it's a bad. That doesn't necessarily mean that's a bad thing, because I think what they got together and did is like they wanted to celebrate Freddie Mercury's life. He died tragically and died young, but they don't make this into a tragedy. They make this to a celebration of his life, celebration of his music, because, like I said, stadiums full of people. You might not be a Queen fan, but there's something in your life. You've heard a Queen song at a sporting event, on the radio somewhere, so you can relate to it. You probably sung along with it. You probably stomped and clapped to it. So I think from that level, this movie really succeeds, and why you should go out and see it.
I totally agree with you. I liked the movie. I really, really liked the movie more than she did.
Yeah.
But I do want to say that yes, if you go out to watch it, not just because of the music and of Queen or Freddie Mercury, which the end was just remarkable, but there's the story through it that is incredible. I think it's a story of flamboyance and wanting to get out of the truth and get into your fantasy, but also a story that in some cases there are some hard lessons that say you might be living a fantasy. Here's the truth. You're going to drink from this cup of truth, and which makes you just go, okay, and I'm going to have to do it. And there's that theme throughout the movie, and that theme at the end of the movie. And you can just take so much from this movie. It hits on so many different levels. I really, really enjoyed myself.
Okay. Well, I have a pseudo name drop in relation to this movie, and I didn't warn you about this, but actually, and we're not going to disrupt it. No, actually, I wanted to talk about, this is not, directly related, but Peter knows, but what anyone else knows, my sister was an Olympic gymnast, and she made the team the year the United States boycotted the Olympics. So she didn't actually get to compete in the Olympic Games. As a consolation prize, they flew the athletes and their parents all to Washington, D.C. to meet with the president, and they celebrated that team for a weekend, something like that, back in 1980. Carter, right. So she got to meet the president, and they had all kind of parties and parades and celebrations. So they had performances. So one of the concerts my sister got to go to was Queen in 1980.
Okay.
So that would have been right around when they released Another One Bites the Dust.
Wow.
So she got to see them live in concert. And it's something you think about now, especially in the last few years. We've lost a lot of major rock stars, incredible artists, and I now regret not seeing Michael Jackson when I had the chance. I've seen Prince a ton, thankfully. Right. I just saw Stevie Wonder, he's still here. Never saw Bowie, so that's a cool thing to know. It's like, now a Queen concert, damn. I didn't get to see that.
Yeah, I've never saw a Queen concert. I saw the Jackson 5.
Oh, there you go.
And that's a whole nother story.
Oh, okay.
But I saw the Jackson 5. Never saw Michael by himself. But I was in the movie that they made, American Dream.
Oh, were you? Jackson Family, American Dream or something?
Yes,
a TV movie.
Yes. Yeah. But my part ended up on the cutting room floor. So.
Oh, Hollywood.
Yeah. But all I was doing was standing clapping. So.
Okay. So that's it. Go see, I think you'll enjoy Bohemian Rhapsody. It is a feel-good film. And I'm out. We out. I don't know.
Okay. We out.
We out. Nothing really matters. Anyone can see. All right.
So, yeah, we were right at